Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, that is your guide Olena from Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine, and in that video, let's walk in Kyiv. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, that is your guide Olena from Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine, and in that video, I will take you to one of the most beautiful places of Kyiv. We will visit 3 parks today. So those 3 parks are kind of alternative route. So in my experience, not many tourists, they come and have a walk here, but I highly recommend that route for your walk in Kyiv. It starts basically from European Square, almost from Khreshchatyi Street, from the Arch of Friendship Monument, and it goes all the way to the Arsenalna subway station, which is the deepest subway station in the world, which is an attraction in itself. So most of the even local people think it's just one big park, and it is called Mariinskyi Park, but in fact these are 3 separate parks: Khreshchatyi Park, City Park, and Mariinskyi Park. So that is the main street of Kyiv, Khreshchatyi. Over there is Maidan, Independence Square, the main square. Hotel Ukraine, Hotel Kyiv, Hotel Dnipro, European Square. Just behind it, there is an Arch of Friendship, the monument. That is a place you really know. So if you turn right after that, you will get to the very beautiful park. So how to get there? We need to take the underground tunnel. That is one of the darkest and creepiest tunnels in Kyiv, especially if you walk here in the evening alone. It feels a little bit dangerous, but as you can see, it's just a normal underground walking tunnel. Hi. Picking up chestnuts in the autumn is one of the enjoyable things you can do in Kyiv. Chestnut, those trees here, there, over there. Katya, show us the chestnuts. That is basically one of the main symbols of Kyiv. Yeah, chestnuts.
Keep it alive, always on your side for a better confirmation. Yeah, I'm heading for the station. I can
That was funny. The arch. The arch was installed here in the Soviet times. It's symbolizing friendship between Ukraine and Russia. The monument underneath, it celebrates a very important historical event, kind of unification of Ukraine and Russia, which was in fact occupation. In this friendship monument today, okay, you can see now a crack. So friendship between Ukraine and Russia, those 2 countries, has some crack, has some problem. That black crack was installed like not long time ago.
all my friends by my side told me that I should find some love. I've been walking around trying to catch you with my eyes. There's no one in my heart, but I guess it's a start.
A very popular destination, pedestrian glass bridge, Arch of Friendship, and usually you go afterwards to Khreshchatyi, to Maidan, but now we go up those stairs here and you will find yourself in a beautiful, beautiful park. What is the story? The frogs are greedy, but at the same time it's a symbol of treasure. So to become rich, or you can ask her to fulfill some of your dreams. What you need to do is to give her a coin. Teres, one, you go, and me with my baby we will order something else. So what you have to do, easy, to insert a coin and to ask the frog for something. Катька, іди. Загадала бажання?
Да.
I want to give birth soon, easily, to have a healthy and happy baby. Oh, no. Try again. Please. We in Kyiv, we really love, legends. We love fairy tales. We really believe that all those monuments, they can really help. Why the nose of that frog is so shiny? Because people keep describing it, asking for something. After this, you can use the sanitizer.
Великі обнімашки такі.
One of the best guides, the film, yes, I do. One of the best guides of Kyiv, Lyolia, highly recommended.
Two best guys say it.
I on the tour, baby. Yay! Hello.
Have a good time.
Thank you. You too. That is the first water pumping station of Kyiv pipeline. It is more than 100 years old. Today it's a museum. Inside there is the museum dedicated to the water. Welcome to Disneyland. Well, that is the puppet theater, the central puppet theater of Kyiv. The theater itself has a 1 century old history. The building is new, built recently, and of course that is one of the best places to visit with children if they like fairy tales. Now Kyiv has its own dragons. We really have legends about the dragons. And that little boy is Koty Goroshko. He is very small, but he's very strong. And he fights with the dragon, and he wins, and he saves us all from the dragon. As I say, we love legends. Another monument that proves that really locals love magic and believe in magic. So what is that? It's written here that here you can, dreams can become true. If you touch the eggs, you will have children. Ha ha ha. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Honey, this is just for us. Just for 3 kids. 3 is enough, right? Okay. Apple. Touch the apple and you will have молодость. Youth, you will be young. Where is the apple, guys?
One.
Apples, yes, to be always young, to become young again. Look at the bird and you will be happy. The bird for happiness. Okay. Look inside of the floor. What is that? Hole in the tree, and your dream will come true. Okay. So here you can throw the papers with your dreams. Okay, so together with you, we have this and we ordered your dreams and they will come true, guys. By the way, I missed one thing. If you touch the roots of that tree, your parents will live longer. Katya, you want mommy to live longer and daddy? Such a lovely. And the very important question is, of course, about the public toilet. And guess what? It exists here. So here you have a nice coffee shop. Coffee here is quite good. And behind it you go down the stairs. And behind the corner there is a toilet. Well, that's a very important thing to have.
And I don't wanna be lonely when winter is freezing and trees start to bolt. And I don't wanna be sitting alone in a room that's just filled with my soul. And so I came to this place, I'm looking for a familiar face, and that's when I saw you.
Now we are on the territory of love. First of all, here we have a monument of love. His name is Luigi, her name is Mokrina. He's the Austrian soldier, she is Ukrainian woman. 1943, this is the time, the year when they met each other in Austria during the war in the labor camp. After they fell in love, they were separated. And for a long time they didn't know nothing about each other, but in 2004 they met each other on the Ukrainian TV show, and that was such a touching love story. So we have a monument dedicated to them here in the park. Behind it, here we have the Bridge of Love. It's not the official name of the bridge. The official name is Park Bridge. But that is one of the most romantic places of Kyiv. People who fall in love, they often come here for different meetings, for the first kiss. And they live here love locks. For the first time, that bridge was constructed here 110 years ago by a very famous local Ukrainian constructor, Evgeny Paton. So he constructed bridges over the Dnipro River, but he wanted to make that fragile, that elegant, that very beautiful bridge here to connect two parks basically. Khreshchatyi Park and the city park here. So 110 years ago that happened. Of course, with the time it became quite old. So in 1980s, basically the original bridge was deconstructed, dismantled, and instead they made a copy. So basically now we are on the reliable copy of that old 110 years old bridge, but it's the same. And when they reconstructed it recently again, they put here, look, those love messages. Those used to be graffitis. Now they are inscripted here on the floor, but new graffitis arrive again and 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 again. And of course, it's all about love. Well, it feels fragile, but it's really reliable, and of course the view from that bridge is just amazing. What there? That is a stadium, one of the main stadiums of Kyiv. Not the central one, not the biggest, but it, like, you know, for local derbies. It is Dynamo Stadium, a stadium named after Lobanovsky, who is one of the most famous Ukrainian football trainers. And you can imagine when there is the game, quite often here we have many people on that fence trying to watch the game.
Cause you don't know me and I don't know you, but it breaks my heart. You're looking so blue on the last of the year. I just picked your name on the coffee cup. With a stroke of luck, the guy just messed up and gave your cup to me.
Now we are in the second park, which is the city park. That is the oldest out of those three. It was a long time ago you had to pay money to enter that park. Now it's of course for free as all the other public parks of Kyiv. So let's see what we have. Attractions for kids, of course. And that is called the Seashell. That is the summer stage. Very often in the warm weekends we have here open air concerts. It's very enjoyable.
Cause I came to this place looking for a familiar face, and that's when I met you. Cause you don't know me and I don't know you, but it breaks my heart. You're looking so blue on the first of the year.
So those parks, they were founded in 18th century, 19th century, developed in 20th century. They were changing their names. They were called Tsarsky, like King's Park. There was a park called Dvirtsevy, which means the Palace Park. And in the Soviet times, of course, they were called Pioneers Park, Soviet Park, Park of the victims of the October Revolution, and so on. Right now, the old names are back to those parks. That is Khreshchatyi Park, that is City Park, and that is Mariinskyi Park. Mariinskyi Park is behind that building, and that building is Mariinskyi Palace. I will show it to you later, but first I want to show you that over there there is one of the oldest fountains of Kyiv. 1999. That is the year when that fountain was constructed. So this fountain is original. It is 122 years old. And believe it or not, but originally that was the source of drinking water for locals. That was the pipeline, the first pipeline of Kyiv, water supply system. People were drinking from those fountains. They were given water to their horses and other animals. Of course, today this water is not good for drinking anymore, but especially in the summertime, it's so enjoyable to come closer to that fountain and refresh yourself. I really love to wash my hands, to wash my face with that water, even though it's not perfectly clean. And it's just a beautiful place in Kyiv. This is a monument to Lesia Ukrainka. She is a prominent Ukrainian poet. Those trees, they grew bigger recently and they kind of don't let you see the beautiful panoramic view of Kyiv. Very soon the leaves will fall down and there will be the view. Kyiv is so rich with those observation desk viewpoints with stunning view. So basically you can walk along the Dnieper River in those parks and you're like walking from a viewpoint to a viewpoint. Very enjoyable, very beautiful. And that huge park. Finally, this is the Mariinskyi Park. Okay, this is the Mariinskyi Palace, the Parliament of Ukraine, and Mariinskyi Park. Oh, so many people. Sunday afternoon. So many people. This is Mariinskyi Palace that was founded in the very middle of 18th century. Today that belongs to the government, to the state. They do some ceremonial, official, solemn events inside, but you can visit it as a museum. In the description of that video there will be the link where you can book the tour in English, even inside of the museum, but it can be, sometimes you have to book very much in advance, like 1-2 months in advance, because the groups now should be very small because of COVID, and the tours, they are not conducted every day. Look at those turquoise and golden and white colors that are very typical for that architectural style here. One of the most beautiful monuments in Ukraine, in Kyiv. By the way, the author of that project is Bartolomeo Rastrelli. And if you remember, one of the most beautiful churches of Kyiv, which is St. Andrew's Cathedral, St. Andrew's Church, on the Andrew's descent, so the author of that church is the same guy, Rastrelli. So these are two his prominent artworks in Kyiv. Нет, она еще подходит прямо. Sometimes in the parks you can find those remains of the monuments. What does it mean? In 2014, after we had that revolution of dignity, winter on fire, there was the law about decommunization of Ukraine, and those Soviet old monuments dedicated to people who were against independence of Ukraine, who were doing some repressions in Ukraine, who were doing something bad about Ukrainians as communists, those monuments were legally removed. However, there is one monument that still remains here, which is a very interesting one, basically. It's written here on the monument that to the hero of the Soviet Union, to General Vatutin from Ukrainian people. He was killed by Ukrainian people at the same time, and the monument was given to him by Ukrainian people. Ukraine during the Second World War was between two superpowers, between Nazi Germany, between the Soviet Union. Ukraine was a battlefield for those two totalitarian systems, and Ukrainians suffered a lot from both. So from one side, Vatutin, basically he helped to fight back Nazi from Ukraine, which is good. He was the one who helped to liberate Kyiv from Nazi troops, which is good, but he was the one who made occupation of Kyiv by Soviet troops, which is bad. And finally he was killed by Ukrainian revolts, Ukrainian fighters who were fighting for Ukrainian independence against the Soviet system, as they were fighting against Nazi system. That page of Ukraine is very controversial, but it needs a lot of explanation, and quite often some political groups, they kind of try to manipulate the information and accuse Ukrainians of being, some Nazi fascist and so on. But in fact, Ukrainian people, they were fighting with both systems. Yeah, they were people who were cooperating with Nazi, cooperating with Soviet Union. They were people who just wanted Ukraine to be free and independent state. Here. Thank you for your attention, ladies and gentlemen. It was a great pleasure to meet you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you enjoyed that walk with us as much as I did. Thank you very much for your attention. Please don't forget to like that video and subscribe our channel. Basically today we are 38 weeks pregnant here we are. Here is our belly. And even in the morning I wasn't sure if I would be, available enough for that video. Most probably the next video will be filmed already after giving birth, maybe in the maternity house. We'll see how it goes. So I'm very happy that basically we made it, that we really filmed that video till the end. So what is left is to edit that video and just publish it for you guys. So thank you very much for your attention. Thank you for watching that till the end. Special thanks to our Patreon supporters, of course, and to all the others. Goodbye.